For more on this, we're now going to take in Tennessee Republican Congressman Mark Green. He currently serves on the House Homeland Security and Oversight Committee, Committees, previously served on the mission that captured Saddam Hussein, the perfect guest to have with us. Congressman, I want to just hear from you first, your reaction to this. What were your first thoughts when you heard the news?
I think the biggest thing that came to my mind was just pride for the unit and for the men and women that flew that mission and who went on the ground on the target. I mean, this is a very, very complex thing. When you talk about the planning and the synchronizing of all the assets at that specific point in time, it's pretty impressive that they do this. I mean, it's great. Statement about our country, but it's really very, very special, those people who do that mission. How
long does it take up to physically, practically speaking, stand this up? Meaning, when folks get the call sign to go, how long does it take everybody to kind of get on board and get this rolling, the mission?
Well, I remember the raid to capture, Saddam Hussein. I mean, literally, we got the intel, and within half an hour, we were in the air. So I assume the capability is at least as robust as that, perhaps even better now.
A half an hour. That is an incredible statistic. I want to ask you, when you're following the coverage of all of this, is there anything that jumps out at you as particularly difficult or particularly risky? We keep hearing over and over how dangerous this operation was. Can you point us to what specifically made it so dangerous?
The flight through that territory with so many different, militaries there. You've got the Russians, you've got Turkey, you've got the Kurdish fighters, you have all of the militias from the, the jihadists, all of those different elements added into this, brew or stew, if you will, makes flying through that airspace incredibly challenging. And the pilots have to be, game on the entire flight, and it's critical. That's where the most casualties can happen. I mean, if you shoot down one of 8 aircraft, that's horrible. If a guy's going through the breach and you get 1 or 2 injuries there, but when an aircraft gets shot down, that's potentially tens of wounded and dead.
So this being an undeniably big victory, not just for President Trump, but for the whole country. But does it make special forces, special operations folks' jobs any easier going forward?
These guys, this is their life. Okay, they accept this, their families accept this. We also have to think about those folks that are sitting at home watching the news, the stress that is on those families. You can never forget that. But this is all just a part of everyday work in this organization, in these organizations that come together to do these kinds of missions. This is what they do, and they're the best at it on the planet. In fact, no nation in history has ever been able to project power like this, and I just commend them. Of course, I commend the president. I mean, we got one badass president to make this kind of decision, and his statement this morning was awesome. It was awesome.
Well, so he made this decision. He also made the decision a couple of weeks ago to withdraw U.S. forces from the very same region along the Turkish-Syria border. Do you think that decision complicated the overnight mission at all?
I don't think so. I think, who knows, maybe it led us to get the intel. I don't know. I don't have the inside information on that. Only the president and Mark Esper, my West Point classmate. Those guys, they have all the details. I don't have all the details on that, and I'm confident they made the best decision.
All right. Well, Congressman, thank you so much for your service and for taking time out to talk with us today. We appreciate it.
Glad to be with you, Jillian.